Renowned philosopher John Maynard Keynes says ideas shape the course of history. That means innovative ideas always comes in the minds of those people who had vision and they created history. So with this thought, we are going to discuss today 1773 Regulating Act. Before to start this 1773 Regulating Act, I introduce myself, Dr. Prashant Dhage, Assistant Professor, Department of Humanities, Bhopal School of Social Sciences. Before to start the 1773 Regulating Act, we need to see the background of this act. I'll let you know about this background. Get the name of John Watts. This person who laid the foundation of British East India Company. That means we need to see how he has created this idea, how he has generated the idea towards the establishment this big business organization in England. Especially, he had seen there are so many rivals, there are so many crises among these small business organizations, and they have decided that we need to settle down their disputes and to bring them under one roof so that they will work for the betterment of the society, they will work to flourish the business in England. And that's why he has taken initiative and he laid the foundation of big organization or kind of big association of the business organization in England. He was John Watts, and with his name that company was known as John Company. Then he was trying to get the British Parliament, or he was trying to approach to the Crown so that he will get the permission to do business in other part of the world. That's why he has, had meeting with the British Parliament, he had meeting with the Crown, and finally it was decided between the John Company and the British Parliament that the company will give at least 1 lakh pound per annum to British government. Moreover, they will also create a platform, a political platform, wherever they will supposed to establish their business in any part of the world. And that's why then it was finalized, and that bill was put up in the British Parliament in 1599, and it took 1 year to pass with the charter of 1600. 31st of December 1600, this bill was passed, and it came into the form of 1600 charter. And by this 1600 charter, the British East India Company established. That means this John Company was retitled with British East India Company, and this company was equipped with the authority to do a business with Africa, with Asia continent. That company got the monopoly of rights by this charter, and when they advented in India for the same purpose, they established their colonies in Surat, they established their factories and their warehouses in Surat. Surat became the first hub, but there was the least chances to explore the political opportunity in India by staying in the Surat, because Surat was very close to the capital of the Mughal Empire, Delhi, and that's why there was a least chance to explore the political opportunity. So they have started to explore the more areas or more territories in India. They approached to Bengal. Bengal was also under the Mughal Empire, but it was far away from the Delhi, and there was a least control over Bengal, and they exactly took these advantages for the political purpose and established their business, their colonies and their territories and their factories in Bengal. And after this establishment, they have started to take an interest in political equation, in political affairs. And to fulfill this political interest, they started to fight against the Bengal Nawab. And the first battle, that means the Battle of Plassey, on 23rd of June 1757, they fought against the Nawab. It was a first battle that they fought to get the political advantages from this Bengal. So after the Battle of Plassey, they have decided to make more fight or to make more battle, because without that it won't be possible to get a political institutions. So in the 1764 they fought Battle of Baksar. It became the decisive battle for the Nawab and for the company. Company was now decided to get all the political institution in the hands. And after the 1 year in 1765, British East India Company established their rule in Bengal, and the first governor was Robert Clive. The first governor was Robert Clive, who became the governor and who established a new rule in Bengal, that was the dual system of government. Dual system of government. The government will be in the hands of the British East India Company as well as in the hands of the Nawab. That means the government, that means the British East India Company will enjoy all the powers, will enjoy all the revenue which comes from the peasant, which comes from the common man, and there will be no responsibility at all. But Nawab will having all the responsibility but no authority. In this kind of government was formed by this Robert Clive by the 1765, and they have started to fulfill their commitment towards the British government. They are giving 1 lakh pound per annum. But after some time they stopped to give this revenue to British government, and they are constantly demanding, the government was constantly demanding the debt of 1 lakh pound to the British East India Company. But they are failure to fulfill this demand of this British government. So they have decided that we need to appoint some secret committee to get the informations about this, why the company is not giving us the revenue which was decided. So they have appointed a secret committee, and secret committee has given the report before the 1773, and that report says that company is corrupt. The entire company is corrupt. Entire officials are corrupt, right from the Robert Clive to all his subordinates. They are in the corruptions. So they have decided that we need to create such a regulating authority which can be operate the entire administrative and political system in India. So they have decided to put up some constitutional amendment by the 1773 Regulating Act. This was a regulating act, that means to regulate all the authorities, all the companies' affairs in India. So after passing the 1773 Regulating Act, we need to see the provisions which is made under this act, which will cover all the affairs of the company, which will operate all the affairs of the company. The first provision which we can imagine, we can see on this board, that the term of office of the members of the court of directors was extended from 1 year to 4 years. That means the court of directors, the members of the court of directors, they extended their tenure from 1 year to 4 years. That means every members will achieve 4 years to do work in this court of directors. Along with that, they added provision in this way that 1/4 of them were retired every year, and the retiring directors were not eligible for re-election. That means those directors supposed to be retired, they cannot again reapply to get the same position in the court of directors. That means that was the last chance for them, that after the completion of their 4 years. So after this first provision, we need to see the second provision, which is very important towards to see the authority of the company. The 1770 Regulating Act introduced the post of governor. That means the governor became the Governor General of Fort William. That means Fort William of the British East India Company. Governor General introduced by the 1773 Regulating Act, and the first Governor General was Warren Hastings. Get the name, Warren Hastings. Warren Hastings was the first Governor General, and he was appointed for 5 years. He will complete his tenure for 5 years. Second most important thing that we need to see in this third provision, that is Council of Members. Council of Members. That means by this 1773 Regulating Act, they have laid the foundation of Governor General's Council. The Governor General's Council was more superior rather than this authority of this Governor General. That means the members of this council will appointed directly by the Crown. That means they were responsible to the Crown. They were they were feeling more superior authority rather than this Governor General. So the thing is that they always having the crisis among the Governor General and the councils, and that's why they could not make a productive thing or productive policy towards the administration, towards the polity, and always trying to dominate these council members or this authority of Governor General, and always this clashes responsible towards to get the confusion among the minds of the common people that couldn't understand where we need to appeal or where we need to approach to get the justice. And that's the thing was happening between this crisis of Governor Generals and his councils. So as it is introduced, this Governor General Council by the 1773 Regulating Act, it became the supreme body in India under the under this what we say that under this British East India Company. That means without consultation with the council members, Governor General cannot make any decision, cannot make any policy. But he was the supreme head, he was the head of the constitution, he was the head of the administration, but he was not the policy maker. The policy maker was the council of the Governor Generals. That means somewhere the council was trying to dominate the authority, or the council was like a checks upon the authority of the Governor General. Again, one most important provision that made by the 1773 Regulating Act, that means the establishment of the Supreme Court at Calcutta. We need to understand the Supreme Court at Calcutta. That means the authority, the jurisdiction was only confined for the Calcutta. But it was the first time the 1773 Regulating Act make the provision to establish the Supreme Court in India. But it was established after 1 year, that means by the Royal Charter of the company 1774. It was established by this Royal Charter. But there was always the clashes arose among the Supreme Court, and again Supreme body was present by the same 1773 Regulating Act, that was the Governor General's Council, and it always having the clashes, and that clashes going towards to make more amendments in the constitutions. This 1773 Regulating Act has taken more precautionary things that we need to see. The most important thing that they have decided by this act, by making this provision, that no servants, Governor General or any members of the council or the judges of the Supreme Court, they cannot receive or they cannot accept any direct or indirect gift by anyone. That means that will be considered as a bribe which was already been defamed, by the company, which has already been summoned by the company, that somewhere need to prevent all these practices to make the pure work or to make a very principled work by the British East India Company in India. That was the main important thing that they are doing act. They are doing, they alert to minimize the corruptions which is done by the British East India Company during those days. That was the most important amendment by the 1773 Regulating Act. Now we need to see that how this 1773 Regulating Act creates its effect towards the merits and towards the demerits. We need to see first what were the beneficiary part of the 1773 Regulating Act towards to establish the British East India Company, towards to get the good message or towards to get the good administrative structure by this 1773 Regulating Act. That means the significance of this Regulating Act is that brought affairs the company direct under the control of the British Parliament. That means British Parliament will work like a scanner for all the affairs of the company. Second most important thing, that the British government, the British Parliament is showing their concern that they are very worried about the Indian peoples as they were suffering from the dual system of government by Robert Clive. It was ended by this 1773 Regulating Act. And again most important thing, that they brought all the administrative machinery in a proper way, where they had made an opportunity or they had made such a provision that they can do more amendments towards the concern of the Indian peoples, towards to get a good system, or towards to get a good political system or administrative system which will work for the welfare of the common man in Bengal or in India. So after this merits, that means after this beneficiary then we need to see some aftermath. Aftermath means the demerits. Demerits which tells you about that how it is affected the entire system. What were the loops and holes in this 1773 Regulating Act, which can reveal by this demerit. The main defects of the act was that the Governor General was made powerless, because over the authority of the Governor General they have created the council. See, that is most important thing that we need to understand. The council was the supreme body over the authority of the Governor General. That means it will work like a checks upon the authority, upon the Governor General. That's why he could not make any decisive decision, or he could not make any planning towards to make the betterment of the administrative system and the political system in Bengal or in India. And one more thing, that is, it always created the clashes between this council and the Governor General, and this clashes always having a destructive mode towards the administrative system, towards the political system. But they have decided to make more amendments to minimize all these demerits by making some amendments. So after making all this provision, after watching all this provision, merits and demerits, we came into the conclusion that how the 1773 Regulating Act made the way to enter the British government and to expand their imperialistic policy in India without any bloodshed, without any war. War made by the company, not by the Governor General, not by the government. Government get direct entry through the 1773 Regulating Act in India. And I am putting some question in your mind that it will stuck, or it will instigate your mind, that how the company became trading company, it was transformed into the ruling company. From the school level, that we are learning from the school level, that British East India Company came to India as a trading company and then transformed into the ruling company. No. We need to see the different dimensions, we need to see the different directions towards to get the actually objectives of the British East India Company, which they advantage in, and not just for the commercial purpose. They also had advantage to make a political platform for the British government in India. With this thought, with this dimension, with this new direction, I am going to conclude this lecture here. Thank you so much.